Welcome back to Sheepy Hollow. We're just gonna go and you get the whiz of the tire going there, dog. I'm out here with Storm. That looks like the who's walking there? Who's that? Not sure who that is. But come on. Let's go check the mail first and then we'll go for a walk, okay? At night, before we go to bed, like in a big rainstorm, my wife helps me. We harness up the dogs and we take them out for a walk up to get the mail in the middle of the night. That way they can pee and we got control over getting them back into the house. Come on. Come on. And the new seed book came in. I don't know if they're, I'll just put this up on the bench and then we'll go for a walk. I'm going to maybe take a venture down later and check out the little creek and the beaver dams, see what's going on there. But right now we're just going to get rid of this envelope and then I can free my hands up. You can see where the dogs walked last night because the gravel is somewhat turned up. Okay. Even to go to the mailbox, the dog's happy. So let's just do that. Trying to figure out whether you can see or not. Maybe I'll tip you down just a bit. I don't want to break this freaking mount on the camera. Let's go down here for a sec. Well, it is what it is today, folks. Come on. So normally, when we take the boys for a walk, we go up the roadway, or the driveway, and then we'll swing off to the left up here. Come here. That way, it's the minimum amount of hill climbing. You can't tell, but we're right on the edge of a ridge. And it goes up from here. Okay, let's go. He's pretty smart, this fella. Oh. No. Not on my little trees. I'm not sure what those are anymore. Come on. And these little fellers, they're growing all right. What, would you hear that? The buck snort? Okay. And we planted these here. Try to keep the people from staring in here. Oh, there's the first broken branch. Eventually, just a minute. I'm not sure. I could have broken off of anywhere, but some of these lower branches I'm going to have to deal with. Whew. That's the end of that. Some people's garbage. So we'll just chuck this in here. Like so. It's looking all right. I hate to say it there, Mom. These 4 posts are in the worst friggin' place. But you see that, I don't know what you call it, I can't remember. We're going to have a grape growing up on that. And I should have said something, but she didn't want to listen. And stopped her from putting this, because this is right in the roadway. It's going through here. And the spacing and everything is no good because we can't get a tractor turned around here or a pickup truck or anything to go in there if we wanted to go in there. Oh, squirrel. Sammy. Oh, there's a hubcap. Yes, sir. And the next time, slow down. It's a little soggy out here today. Now, if we were to walk up the other way, it's pretty steep going uphill for an old fat guy. It's pretty hard on the old, this branch here is going to have to come off next. Whew. I guess I should have brought my my phone. I could have taken some pictures too for the Facebook page. But anyway, other than all that, come here. I would like to welcome all the new subscribers. We have 350. That's an all-time high. So welcome to Sheepy Hollow. And the best I can do is try to explain what the channel's all about. And it's all about this. This is 100 acres of Acadian forest that we're preserving so that the wildlife, what little bit there is, can flourish here. Come on, let's get up here. And we don't allow any hunting on our property. Now the property next to us going that way and all the way around is owned by one of the richest Canadians in Canada. And he doesn't really give a 2 hoots on preserving the Canadian forest, because what he's doing is clear cutting it all and putting in a monoculture of just simple trees, just so that they're easy to farm in the future. easy. Geez, there's a lot of green grass still growing. Here's another couple of branches. I need the pole saw so I can get up there. Come on. Come on, let's go. Be over the hole, yep. Alright. This is where somebody cut a tree down because the snowdrift out here was so high that they couldn't get through. So I'm just plugging up the hole. Keep these guys out of here. And I don't know, you can't see it from where there's holes, there's potholes everywhere. But what we're going to do here is I'm not going to mow all this anymore. We have a fellow that he's going to come here and start hanging this. So I'm just going to make it just wide enough that we can walk our dogs around the outside of it. And that feller could come in here and hang it. The idea of the hang is so that we don't have to pay somebody to bush hog it. So, and if the guy wants to do a little extra with his tractor, we'll let him do it. This is another tree that broke here. Interesting. No hunting, please. We don't want you hunting here, boys. Stay out of here. That silver thing there is what's left of a big weather balloon that was stuck up in here. Come on. So this is a pretty good slope here. And in the summertime, if the grass is wet and I try to cut it, I can't make it up here without the tires spinning out on me. Come on. So it doesn't look like we got much in the way of damage up here. So anyway, back to talking about Sheepy Hollow. These videos are mostly about the nature, about what we've got growing and going on here. We want to share this with you. And we hope you enjoy it. This is the property line. And at one point, it was halfway up this field. So in the 1860s or whatever it was, when they were clearing these little fields out, they went a little bit too far. But because this has been like this for over 100 years, this is now my property. So I have a good, solid 100 acres. This could probably be a good acre there anyway. So, come on. It goes, this guy's property next to me, he's got like probably close to 1 million acres somewhere. Here, over here, up this way, come on. And this here trail I cut out earlier to make it so we could use this for walking the dogs. Come on. Let him sniff around a bit. Come on. We used to let Storm run loose. That's a boy. And this winter, we're hoping to get these fellas pulling the wood back to the house. I've got to come down here. I was hoping my son would help, but you know how that goes. Well, look at this. Just want to size this up. Come here, wait. Oh, it's broke. And I was cutting in here earlier. And if you look up there, there's some old machinery. It's all trees growing through it and everything else. Come on this way. But what I want to do is figure out, that's why I brought the dog down here, where we're going to set up. Now, I've got a couple of trails mowed. One is here, and the other one's right there where the bench is. And I'm thinking about building a roof, like a shelter kind of a thing, maybe like a bus stop over here. I don't have the advantage of being low to the ground like you. And nestle it in here like a bus stop. So when me and the wife are walking the dogs, we usually sit on this bench here. And what we would like to do is just have a little place out of the rain or the wind if we happen to come out in foul weather. Now I've got lots of room to get through here with the mower, and it's a tight fit in that down there, but I think it would look really good right in here. And it's hidden from view from the road. Well, I see this tree fell over. Look. That's a goner. And there's another one right there to replace them. Okay, come on. So, there's a lot of dead trees. And whoever it was planted all these things years ago. But that stuff's done right there. We're not going to do anything with that. Come on. Must start. So I've been cutting in here, and the idea is to get back to the apples that are here. That's a dead tree. This is an apple and it's all bent over. Now there's two big poplars there, and there's some more down here. that I want to clean up. But it's all dependent upon whether I can get the mower down here, because I need it to do the lugging. Come on. Come on. Come on. I can hear somebody up there. This here was made by an excavator, this little road here. We had a bunch of broken glass and garbage in here that we hired a guy to come in here to clean it up. It's a pretty clean property, more or less, now that all the crap has been buried. Come on. Boy, I haven't had a walk in a long time. There's the remnants of a tree that I cut down earlier. There's a couple of videos on them. And this wood here, come on, you don't pee in that. It's all for the dogs to drag back to the house. I figure if I can get them started from here, it's all downhill. It should be just what the boys need. Give them some activity. Now, see, here's another apple. And I want to free out a bunch of the underbrush underneath it so that this thing can start producing. But we had I would say, a drought last summer, and the apples didn't do very good. So here's an entrance to where we call this area the soldiers, because these things are all standing up like they're guarding the area. Here's all apples. When we first came here in 2013, this here used to be all clear. There was no little sticks in there sticking up. And what's happened is a lot of these trees are dying and collapsing in on it. Ooh, it's awful soggy in here, Storm. You can hear it's like a big sponge. The water was running down here. You could see it from the window in the house yesterday during the big freaking rain. We've got flooding in the province. In Sussex, St. John, a few areas got hit harder than we did. But the water was running down here. It comes off these big fields. And there must be a bit of a ridge there because the water comes whooshing down here underneath the woodshed. And it joins up with the water that comes around from the garage. There. Good boy. Come on. Anyway, we're gonna see if we can get this thing lit one of these days. Get rid of that. So that's the round trip with Storm. The other thing I gotta do out here is up underneath the woodshed here. I want to be able to screen that in to keep the freaking squirrels out of there. I got no place to hide there. Oh, this fell over. See if we can get that stuck in there a little better. There. Okay. And I gotta measure that little bit of metal off, because that might be enough for the roof. On the little covering over the bench. Okay, let's go in the house. Alright, I gotta take the other guy out for a walk now. Hang on. Let's go. Come on. Up you go. Come on. Here's the Vessi catalog. Come here. Ice cup. Come here. You guys can sniff butts later. Come on. The grand tour.
I guess so. And he's been crying for you. So he misses you guys.
There.
Here. I see you want to go for a walk? Come on.
Boy, I haven't done that in a while.
No. Would you wait? Dad's going to take you. Do you have a camera on?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Come here. Ah, this is tight on him. There. That is tight.
All right.
Fix it. Come here, Storm. Come on. Come on, Storm. Come on.
Okay. There. Okay, round two. Let's go. Come on. No peeing on the deck. You should know that by now. And we're still live. Okay. And later I'll get my keys. We'll give it a chance to soak up some of this water that came down yesterday. But look at this, the grass is freaking green. That's good. That's good for the deer. Oh, sorry. I fix the camera now because I frigged with it. Well, you'll get a slight view to the left. Oh, you get a big left. Come here, Ice. I gotta hook the dog up for a sec. If I got any carabiner on me, I should. Okay, come here. See if we can get out of keep out of trouble for a second here. Come on, I gotta fix the camera here. Hang on, buddy. Where's the both gloves now? Oh, there it is. All right. Just got to get organized. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'll take you off now. There we go. Oh, still not right. There we go. I can hear the water running down at the North Forks. Oh, you damn thing. Not yet. We got lots of battery left, so just be patient there, folks. And tip you up. Oh, there's a way in the hell over there now. Okay, let's try that. There, that should get her. You being patient? Hook this thing around my ears. Oh, I hate it. There we go. Only way to resolve this, well, I see I gotta cut some of that off. The only way to resolve the headband is to shape my head again. I don't really want to do that right now. And if you ever wondered why I got long hair and it's not all cut up clean, in another video I said about how I had to brush with death. When I got out of the hospital, I shaved my head right off. That was about 4.5 years ago. And as soon as I got home from the hospital, I got my head shaved. And I started growing my hair out again, a little bit. You know, normal stuff. And I kept asking my wife if she wouldn't mind cutting my hair, but I guess I never asked at the right time. So I grew it for a bit. And then she said, you know, you should shave your beard and this, yada, yada, yada. So what I did is I cut my beard off and shaved my mustache off. I thought, might as well do the whole 9 yards. And shaved my head. And she started laughing. And I thought, okay, that's good enough. I decided that I'm not going to cut my hair again until she stops. Well, she keeps bugging me to cut it. And just to get her so she don't bug me about it anymore. I see somebody pulled in here. I've got to get some dirt and fill in a spot right there where that log is laying, that old green one. So it's better to turn in here. Anyway, so I quit cutting it. And after you get it growing, I don't know, some folks will know this. When your hair is growing, it goes through a funny stage, like the puppy stage, when your dog looks like he's got, like these guys here, when their head, on their heads, their hair's all sticking straight up. But after you get through the funny stage, it doesn't bother you anymore. And I don't mind it. I'd say most of the time I put a ponytail in. Especially if I got anything to do, like work. It's just nice to keep it out of the way. But baseball hats don't fit on the head no more, right? I don't think the toque will. It'll just squeeze itself and just pop itself off. Anyway. Hoo-yah. Another pothole here. There used to be groundhogs out in these fields. Now I mowed this after this guy bush hogged it. We were going to keep it in the grass, but we'll just let the guy hay it and then I don't have to worry about it. What's that? Who's that? What'd you hear? Come on. Now this dog here, this is Ice. He's a different fella from the other one. The other one is a pure on guard dog. And there's no way I would want to come into the house with him. And he follows suit. He does what his big brother does. They're from the see, pee on the post, pee in the hole. Storm is 4 and this guy's just turning 3. But he's a funny one, this one. All the damage to the house, pretty near all of it, he did it. Oh, look at this, another tree broke off here. Alright. Let's get this out of the way. And that's where it came from, right there. Okay. Come on, get out of there, you bonehead. This guy to go across the floor in the library, you think he's walking on thin ice. He's really careful about getting over to the other side. You think he was going to fall through the floor. And he's going to go to the groomer here next week too. We take him in. They get used to the routine, which is get their ears clean, cut their nails, stuff. They probably smell Storm was here. So here we're back at the future bench site. There. Probably soak up a ton of water. This is all treated timber, so they should last. There. Yeah, let's have a break. But a lot of these trees in here, these little windrows or whatever you want to call them, they're dead. They're all planted too close together. See, there's a dead one there, dead one there. But there's all kinds of little trees growing up in its place. Okay, let's go. I don't know if you can see it. I mowed this so that we could, if the dogs were behaving, there's an X cut in here. So that if we're walking the dogs and we get them up, say maybe over here, and they're a pain, we can just turn around and head straight to the house. Because this here's freaking chest deep of hay and whatnot, weeds or whatever. Come on, let's go. Here. Okay, good boy. I should get the other camera and go over the hill now. Come on. I'll take you down into the soldiers here. We'll come out the other way. Come on. I come in here and I'll fix these stumps up later too. That tree should go down easy enough. Alright, come on. It's this one here I want to get. It's dead, it goes up, it's dead, it goes up. And I don't want it to come crashing down here and kill these trees. So this is why we call this as the soldiers here. Or I called it that. It kind of reminds me of the king and the queen there, Buckingham Palace, inspecting the troops. I had this cleaned up really good at one point. There's lots of trees growing back up now. These are all pines. Uh-huh. And they're being taken over by these little fir things here. You see the ribbon there? The flagging tape? There's friggin' wire everywhere here. But I'm looking forward to getting them trained up to pull a toboggan. I never thought I'd work so friggin' hard after I retired. That's okay. You know, you got one life to live, they say. And Pete, you keep getting extra chances all the time. So it's kind of nice you get the, you know, like I've had a few extra chances in my day. Surviving car accidents, or I fell off a cliff when I was a kid. Almost broke my back. And over time, you start to figure it out that you might as well live your life as full as you can. Well, you can. Ooh, it's all soggy here. Now, for those that don't know, this is our potato patch. My wife helped me plant it last year. She complained quite a bit. The bugs were horrible, and we had to get all the freaking potatoes in. Then that whole thing was just solid freaking grain from the potatoes. We cleaned this up. I got this to do yet in here around that little shack. We're going to get rid of that little shack at some point, and we're going to build another woodshed looking building right here where I can, or somewhere around here, where I can put the lawnmower and the rototiller, so I don't have to friggin' start the rototiller up and drive it up the hill here. This is her pumpkin patch. We're going to turn that. We're going to grow some more pumpkins there again. And over here somewhere, thinking about growing some gourds. We've got all those gourds in another video. I think I did it. I don't remember. Come on. And we'll have gourds. This compost bin is a hunk of junk and it's just a pain. I want to get rid of that. I see the barrel blew over. That's okay. I'll get that after. And we've got garlic in the firebox. And that other stuff that's like garlic or onions. I don't remember the name. Okay, come on, let's go. When the snow melts, the water pours off of here. It's like a river coming down through here. I'd like to put a set of stairs or something here. This is pretty, it's not going to get easier as the older you get. And the last thing we don't want to have happen here is to fall down. Come on. Come on. Are you still on? Let me see here. Okay, well, that's that. We'll go in here, and what I'll do is I'll go and get the other camera, and we'll add the video of going over the hill onto the end of this. So, hang on, boys and girls. And this is going down good. Then we got a place to put the shovels later. Okay, here we are. We're going to go over the hill. And I've been tasked. Oh, I got to put this weather station and hide it up on top of there again. It's working. The batteries don't last very long. Where would this bag be?
I don't know.
All right. Nope. No bag there. And there's a bag. There, right there. Oh, fell down in here somehow. There's a little bag there. Some more parts there. That's it. Alright. Alrighty. Here, come here.
Thank you.
Yeah, here.
Hopefully everything's in it. Thank you.
Wait.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Adios. There, my good deed for the day. And we're going to go over the hill. So it's like a grand tour of the property today. I should be taking a friggin' chainsaw with me, but let's warm up first. There we go. There. Oh, it's not raining now. Sorry, window's dirty again. Let me get this all sorted out here so I don't tip over. Oh, good. Yeah. I need one of those proper gorilla clamps for this. This thing I got is El Cheapo. I think I paid it like 25 bucks and I got 150 pieces of junk. And I was struggling with the thing on the head. Okay, so we're not going to go down this way because I know for sure that it's wet. Oh yeah, let's get some heat down on the floor. We're going to go down this way. Turn all the wipers off. And that looks pretty good in there right now too. I'll just give you a little peek. You can't see it all that good from this side, but it's cleaned up in there, not too bad. We're going to have to get the wagon in here and take all them rocks out of there next and make it so that I can mow it. I've got an idea about putting some fencing up on here, but I need to get one of those pole sharpeners and a what do you call those bits? Forstner bits. Money. Lots of money. So let's get turn the temperature up. So we'll just go around and check it out, see what's going on. I don't want to come down the normal part of the hill because if it's soft, it'll leave some tracks, and we'll see what's kind of damage this does going over the hill. And we'll go to the right first, but we're not going to go all the way down. I'll just turn around in the field because I know it was soft the last time we came down through here. There's the boys up on the deck. So that walk, I'd have to measure it out. I suppose it's close to a mile, so do that with 2 dogs is 2 miles. That's not bad. You can see where the water is run down here. See if I can dipsy doodle around that. I'm not bothering. I'm not going to go in there. What we're going to do is we're going to turn around. I don't want to go in there because I don't want to chew it all up. You can still see the water running through there. It was just pouring off of here last night. It was like a torrential downpour. Oh, it's gonna slip. There. Yeah, it's soft. And I got to do something with that friggin' wagon. I would like to get something that I could use that wagon to pull. Maybe an old quad or something. This here, on the road here, you could see the water on the road from up at the house here yesterday. So most of you subscribers, there's 350 now. Congratulations to you all coming here. My videos are long. They're not edited too much because there's not a lot of fancy glitter. Oh, it's really soft. I just felt the truck going. It's like a fat guy going into a tub of Jello. Which reminds me, I've got the other camera with me. I should take it out of my pocket so I don't forget to take some pictures. I have a Sheepy Hollow on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know how the Instagram thing works. Oh. Anyway, let's get sidetracked here. This is like spring. It's unbelievable. We'll just creep along slow. I should turn the back camera on here. Hang on. That's controls, backup camera. There we go. Of course, it's dirt. Oh, there's still some snow. Where is it? Yeah. Look at this. By Joe, there's another culvert here. Right here. See the water flowing? And there's even some snow down there. Imagine that. So that's another creek. That's interesting. Get some pictures with my camera. Can't hold it very good with my right hand. Yes, sir. And the water just kind of disappears there. There's no way to avoid this one. Huh. Bunch of trees falling down in the woods there. Don't want to go too fast. There's a bunch of work I gotta get done down here too. I don't think I'm gonna live long enough to get half this stuff done. That's okay. And if the beavers were here, this definitely would be all plugged up. Check this out. Oh, come on, little one. It's caught up on my sleeve now. There we go. And I'll show you this when we come back on the other side. But give you a little peek. Beautiful. That pond on that I first showed you, that's for my grandson to frig around in when he's small. Oh, I should have took a picture of that. Hang on, good people. So the object of this channel, if you haven't figured it out or if you're just new here, is to enjoy the wildlife, whatever we find. Oh, we gotta be careful I don't go down in this. Just want to get a picture of this. There it is. There, where's the camera? All right. There. Just to keep positive, regardless. You got one life to live. And it's a shame that when you get older, you start to figure it out. And that's okay too, just as long as you start to figure it out. Give the old lady a hug once in a while, especially when she's not expecting it. Tell your kids you love them. You're proud of them. Because one day, they'll realize that you're not there for them anymore. Ooh, this is bad. Now, we did have a drought. I'm going to go up here for a second. I'll come back. I'll bring you with me. We got a lot of water rolling around here. Oh, yeah. Here's another spot. Look at this. Just freaking roaring. Oh, there we go. See that? That's a lot of water running through there. And here's the culvert right here. We don't see this here very often. Interesting. That's why I don't want to drive on here. Then when I come down here with the mower, look at that. Here. And these pictures, I put them up on the Sheepy Hollow website on Facebook. And I'm going to have to figure out that when I post these kinds of pictures, look at this, there's a freaking bug there. Oh, a spider. There should be about 2 feet of snow here right now. Somehow, we got real lucky with that. There. Yeah, when I go home, I gotta take a bucket of ash out of the fireplace. Then I gotta cut up a bunch of squash. And who knows what else. I should be lugging more firewood in. I should be playing a little bit of World of Tanks, but I can't be bothered. And instead of looking at Facebook, I started playing solitaire to keep my mind distracted from all the crap that people are putting up. If you want to get somebody the perfect gift for Christmas, wrap up a roll of toilet paper and give it to them. There should be another culvert right around here somewhere too, I think. This is a wet area. What I'm going slow for is I'm looking for signs of beaver chewing some of these small saplings down. Whew. 12:10. And I'm going to have to figure out how to make the bus stop for me and the old lady here. And it appears that I'll be doing it alone. Okay, here's another culvert. Oh, look at the water flowing through here. I'll take you for it. Oops. Nothing like getting whacked on the side of the head. Check that out. Oh, there's a big culvert here. This is going to feed the beaver dam down there. That's nice. I don't mind about this beaver dam down here. It's the other one I don't want. So where's the culvert? There it is. It's right under here somewhere. Nice. So this is enough water flowing off of there to feed that dam down there. And if you look at the older videos of this summer and so forth, this was getting pretty dry here. So there's a good chance the big pond is filled. Just a matter of whether there's any beavers in it or not. And it's too wet to go walking down in there. And that'd be that. There we go. Seat belt. Where you get that ding, 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 ding. Yeah, today it's going to be 12 degrees. Don't feel like it out there. It's only 6. But the normal temperature here is below 0 at this time of year. It's going to get up to 12. Yesterday we set a record of 15. And today we set a record of 12. I think it's great. Yeah. This road's in pretty good shape. There's a lot of gravel in it. Need a bulldozer down there. It's wet here too. Another culvert here. Huh. All this here drains down into the North Forks at the bottom of the hill. Beautiful moose country right in here. So this is what's considered to be an Acadian forest. The fellow that had the property before us had logged this around 15 years ago, maybe a bit more, and he didn't massacre it. But the value of the timber on here, there's not much. Just some firewood basically is all that's left. We would have to come in here and cut a bunch of the thickness out of the underbrush here so that some of the trees would have or the hardwoods would have a chance to grow back. And we're at the end of the road, folks. Now all the trees, if you look on the Google map for Sheepy Hollow, Canada, or New Brunswick, NB, or whatever it is, to the right of where I am, you can see where Irving cut all his trees. He clear cut it right up to the edge of my property here. And I'm going to have to check to make sure he didn't go over the line. But they do survey it pretty good, so I would suspect it's all right. But it's kind of hard to tell from here. But if I could get up higher than this, you would see that it's only a couple hundred yards. I'm gonna have to come down here at night and get my lights on in the house to see if I can spot it again. All these trees kind of grew up. Can't spot it anymore. There. So as I was saying before, the channel, we're trying to keep it positive. Make it so that it's an enjoyable place to come and you can watch the wood, you know, or the forest and the wildlife, whatever we can manage to spot. But you can always listen to music and just watch as we creep along here. Do as you see fit. Love it. Just can't get enough of it. I'm going to have to come out here and clear up on this left here a little bit. Every time I drive by, you can hear the brush on the side of the car. Yeah, it's a little soft. On the road. A friend of mine sent me pictures of his house property in Italy, and they've got a foot of snow. Never would have figured that. So 3 cheers to your snowfall there, Alan. Make a comment. You too, Mark. Mark Downs is his name, not Mark Chester. Pretty dead. That's okay. I was tempted. I was almost tempted to go down check out the Big Beaver Dam, but I got enough work to do instead of doing that too. Boy, I'd sure like to have a little tractor or something to fix up this road even better. Yeah, if any of you tractor companies out there are looking for somebody to film your tractors and advertise them for you, I'm your man. Same with Olight. You're in your flashlights. I'd buy one, but I can't afford it. So it's kind of like a luxury item now. They got some high-powered flashlight that you can see like a mile or two away, which would be great. Had a couple of them mounted on top of the Jeep here. We could take drives over the hill in the dark. I think that company's called Olight. Nice young couple. Just creep along. As soon as I get home, I gotta go back to work. I got a bunch of squash that starting to go bad, and I gotta cut them up so that my wife could cook them and mash them up for the dog food. Our dogs get sweet potato, carrot, squash, and turnip ground up, or not ground up, cooked and mashed up every morning, and we dice up in small pieces organ meats like liver, kidneys. I'm not sure of kidneys, but kidneys for sure, and heart, tongue. Depends. If it's cheap, we'll buy it. I don't know who buys these different things to eat, but I wouldn't mind getting a supply of them because it sure saves us some money if I can get them cheap. Like if somebody kills a pig and they don't eat the heart, or dogs will, they don't complain. They love it actually. So some of the things that you'll see on this channel is maybe me going playing around in the beaver dam up here. I got to rip that down some more. And maybe cutting up a tree for some firewood, mowing grass once in a while, just an ongoing, whatever I'm doing. I'll probably be doing a bunch of snow plowing videos, and you'll get to see how that works. That's a Honda snow plow, or snow, whatever. Throw snow off the driveway. And just what we kind of do around here. The garden, another thing. We've got, I guess, 4 gardens. We're going to have 5 or 6 here. We're going to try growing watermelons next year. And what else? Watermelons and the gourds, I said. And as we go along, I'm trying to encourage my wife, who does the lion's share of the work around here, to get into canning and that, so we're not so dependent upon the grocery chain. I suppose at our age we could probably get by with not having to have milk, but it's sure nice for your coffee. Actually, I don't put milk in my coffee, and I never put milk in my tea. One scoop of sugar per cup. And coffee, 1 tablespoon. Oh. All right. There. I'll throw you guys out the window. Level you up. Hopefully these trees will come back. By the big rock, you can see the that log there. I got to get that fished out of there. And that big rock, if you look on Google Map, you can see it shining through on when you look at the Sheepy Hollow. But you have no evidence that there's a creek here. This is an ideal time for the beaver to be busy, but I think the bugger's gone. We got 3 out of here. Yeah. There's a future project right there. Where all that bush is laying there. Dice that up, make it smaller. Love it. Simply love it. Maybe someday we get a sawmill. I like the way Cecil Skinner, he gets his trees. He's got all the equipment needed just to harvest what he needs without ripping the bush all apart. He takes mostly dead trees. He's built a home, a bunch of other things, a bridge, all out of the wood that he took off his own property. And I don't think he has as much as 100 acres. I think he's got 60. I'm not sure about that. 60 or 70. Let me know, Cecil, if you ever watch the videos. I encourage you to please share this with your friends so that we can get the subscriber count up. My first goal is to keep you guys coming back. The second goal is to try to get 1,000 subscribers so YouTube will monetize the channel. And with the money that I can make off of the channel, I would like to be able to buy better equipment like trail cams and stuff like that, so that I could record what's going on here more and share it back again with you folks that subscribe to watch these videos that I'm making now. It's going to take a couple of days to dry this up. But this is like spring here. Deer got lots of grass. The deer here around Sheepy Hollow, the last I ever see them is about the middle of January. It's 30 below, wind's blowing, and there's 3 feet of snow, and there's nothing for them to eat. So they take off and they head down towards a place called Burt's Corner. And down there, they are, it's called a yard, a deer yard. So in the wintertime, that's where they go. Somewhat like the woods right here, which is all mostly cedar. I've got to go in there and I got to cut at least 4 poles out. 4 trees out of there to make the bus stop. Yeah, see this mud? That's why I don't want to come down here when it's wet. But couldn't help it. I had to drive up in the ridge here. In the spring, this is really soft. You got to wait quite a while. We have snow in the woods here right into the beginning of June, some years. And if you like the videos on the birds, let me know, because I'll throw the camera out there once in a while and see what we can get flocking around the feeder. I can't remember what it was yesterday, commenting with one of the girls that subscribed. There's 500 and I think it was 26 birds varieties in Holland, which I found was quite remarkable. Dogs must be in the house, or else they'd be out there making a barking and barking and barking. The nose is all stuffed up. Every time I go to the city and I come home, I don't know about you folks when you go back out into the population there. I think I got the virus. Nose is plugged up, or whatever. Makes you wonder. And don't believe the freaking crap that's on Facebook. 90% of that stuff is just a bunch of idiots trying to suck everybody else in to so that they're like these guys, old-fashioned preachers on a salt box. Or a soapbox. So I hope you enjoyed the ride over the hill and the banter. Love it. Oh, sun's trying to come out. Boy, my nose is plugged solid. Gotta get the nose spray going. So I'm going to throw this video together with the other one. And it'll probably take a day and a half to upload it. There we go. Clouds. There, what else we got? Oh, don't forget the mobile. Yeah, oops. Gotta watch keep whacking you guys on the side of the head there. Oh. My grandfather used to do that to me. Used to whack me in the frickin' back of the ear. Sometimes just did it to be a jerk. And I was about 10 years old, and he wasn't expecting it. Whacked me on the side of the freaking head, and I turned around quickly and threw a punch and hit him right square in the jaw. He never hit me again. My dad was sure peed off when he found out what had happened. Not so much at me, but for my grandfather continually whacking me on the head. Amazing. Anyway, that's enough of that crap. Here we go. That's a sheep up there, by the way. I was going to say the wind was coming from the east, but then it went south. And the clouds. Oh well. Doesn't matter. So that'll change in 5 minutes. The wind's starting to pick up too. So anyway, I'm going in. I gotta start friggin' peeling squash. Cutting them up. You folks have a great day. Have a great holiday. And just kind of put this virus thing in the back burner here for a month. The fix is coming. We're all going to be okay. Okay. Au revoir, mon ami.